All right, guys, welcome to another session with Franklin. If you're watching me for the first time, thank you for doing so. So I want to talk very quickly about how we keep on eroding our own fulfillment within the Black community. What do I mean? So take, for example, I use Nigeria because I'm a Nigerian by roots. As an example, you have more and more people. I've been talking about this for a long time. People already in Africa, even outside the confines of Nigeria, people are ready to absolutely tear down whatever they've built to buy into the illusion of the West. Now, hear me out before those of you that are very emotional, who don't like carrying out critical thinking, before you jump at me, okay? Now, it's my reasonable submission that a man, or when I say a man, it's not just me being a man, this applies to women as well. A man has got to find his mission, his actual purpose. What were you called to do in this dispensation? Refusal to identify your purpose, your mission in this dispensation, basically will give birth to a chaotic life. Basically means a disorganized life. Basically means wading through this life without a purpose. It's as simple as that. And it's devastating as you know it. Now, I want to tie this into spirituality. If you're watching me for the first time, those who have been watching me for a minute knows. I'm an Ifa initiate, African spirituality. I'm a proud practitioner of same, and I'm not going to stop talking about this. You know, this applies to me myself. As you grow through life, as you understand the workings of life, from a spiritual point of view, you'll understand that there is more to you than, oh yeah, my mom got pregnant some X number of years ago and then I was born. Yes, that's the biological aspect of things. But for every human being, you have a purpose in life. Oh, you do. You definitely have a purpose. There was a reason why I was brought into this dispensation. And I've talked about this before. One of the devastating things that happen in Africa, in our society, most of our families back home, is when people get tampered with spiritually, there was a likelihood of the evil ones particularly within your family unit, creating an artificial pathway for you, which will rob you of time. I've talked about this 1,000,001 times. And okay, now let's assume you've been going through, like, because for example, being a YouTuber, somebody that create content, I have a truckload of content, emails from grown-ups like you and I, people lived in the West for many years. They have a truckload of qualifications, but there is no fulfillment. Their life is pretty much like fetching water with a basket, and they're just jumping from pillar to post. Even there are people who are trapped within the confines of relationships, marriages, people who already have children. And I get emails upon emails upon emails saying, man, Franklin, there is a gaping hole in my life. There is definitely something wrong. Now, it's amazing. It's fantastic that you're able to identify that definitely there's something wrong. There are not just one piece missing. There are multiple pieces missing in your life. You cannot put your finger on it. You know that you lack fulfillment. You're not happy where you are. There's something wrong. There's a major disconnect. There are people who are trapped within the confines of dead-end jobs in the name of, say, being abroad for X number of years. And because what runs concurrently with that is you have the pressure of a monthly outgoings, bills, rent, council tax, mortgages, your cars, children have to be fed, monthly, weekly food shopping, credit card bills, student loans, and the list goes on, right? I call it the entrapment of the West. That's not to say bills are not paid in Africa, but the West, as a system is designed in a unique way that once you get caught up in that web, it becomes really flummoxing for a lot of people, really difficult to come out of that web. Now, the point I'm making here is, think about it. For example, hypothetically speaking, a man without purpose. I've just found myself within the web of the adult life. I've had a bunch of children, but I lack purpose. I'm married to a woman. I'm just going through each day as it comes. I'm trapped in a dead-end job. Yes, I've gone to university. I've got multiple degrees. I've got multiple qualifications. If it's IT that's paying money today, I jump into IT. If it's finance that's making money tomorrow, I jump into finance. Oh, they're making money from bottling water, I jump into it. They're making money from shipping cars to Africa, I jump into it. When it comes to taking off and making money and actually enjoying success, something happens. There's always something that ensures that I crash land. Even you yourself as a human being, you can identify this pattern, right? You don't know what is it that I was called to do. This is why I talk about do Ifa divination, right? Do Ifa divination to know what you were called to do in this dispensation. It's called Akosejaye predestination check. I provide this service and I talk about this all the time to hopefully emancipate someone. All right, even when you get on a flight, I'll give an example. They'll ask you to put on the mask, right, to basically protect yourself before you help the person next to you. What do I mean? When you find your purpose in life, right, it ensures smooth sailing in your personal life. Only then can you give your children the life that they truly deserve. But if your life lacks purpose, your life lacks fulfillment, there's no way you can give what you don't have. You can never give what you don't have. And this problem is deeply rooted within the Black community. It's so much. So this is why when I talk to people about, don't jump on the bandwagon of running to Europe, traveling to the US, because everybody and their mama is traveling, right? Does the US align with you? Does traveling to the UK to start working as a carer, does that align with you? There is more to life than I'm just going to slap together some, proof of funds, bank statements. I'm going to complete this application. I'm going to get my uncle to sponsor me. I'm going to put X amount of money. I'm going to talk to a friend, help me put money together, apply for blah, 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 XYZ. When I do all this, as long as I enter the UK. I keep talking about this. This is not to dissuade you. This is not me asking you not to travel. This is not me asking you not to go abroad. But abroad is not for everybody. As I speak, there are plenty of our folks who live in the diaspora. These things that Franklin talk about, they're very difficult topics within the Black community. So the reason why some people get worked up is they are in denial. It's like it's like me opening a concealed wound on their body, on their skin. So it's like a reminder. They get pissed off. But I keep saying it. Don't get mad at me. I am not the problem. I'm not your enemy. I never will be. It's just to activate my brothers and sisters' thought process. Think. You got to find your purpose. Ifa has helped me a great deal to recalibrate my life. And I'm still on the pathway. I'm growing every day. African spirituality is the way out and it's the way forward. What I'm saying respectfully is, find your purpose. Do the same for your children. It's like having a cheat code. You know precisely what the universe has brought you in here in this dispensation to do. Plenty of other nations in the world, other races, people do it. They have their own versions. Even the Chinese do it. When the Chinese go and research online. When the Chinese have babies, they have a peep into what is this wonderful baby boy or girl called to do. When they know, they help guide the child accordingly. The parents do it. You may be someone who is designed to make it in the path of agriculture. You realize you're struggling in IT. It's not because you're exactly stupid. Your energy, you're selling cars because everybody's, buying trucks and vans and loading them up from Europe or from the US. There are people that make money from that. If it's not for you, you wouldn't make a headway. Speaking of farming is also not for everybody. There's a gentleman that came to me for divination recently. He's there in the UK. He works in the health sector. He has paid his dues. He's been there for time. We had a WhatsApp, voice chat, and I can tell, very articulate brother, very smart, educated, but zero fulfillment. And Ifa uncovered the fact that he is someone that must constantly venerate the energy of Ogun, the god of iron. He's someone that until he starts to work with anything metal related and constantly venerating the energy of Ogun, when he starts doing that, things will pick up. Guess what the brother said to me via email? He said, bro, can I be honest? I was told in 2015, that's about 7 years ago, said, I'll be absolutely honest. Said I went somewhere, Oshogbo or someone in Nigeria. I came to Nigeria then, and I went with some friends, I think, for a wedding. I met this Iyanifa, the female, Babalao, and they carry out divination, and he just basically pushed it aside like, load of nonsense. This makes no sense. And I understand why. 7 years is gone, perambulating the planet Earth, rigmaroling. Life has gotten really worse for him. Financially, he's at the bottom end of the spectrum, bottom of the barrel. He's struggling. This guy is brainy, he's well educated. He has accumulation of various flavor of qualifications, if I can say that. But what I've realized is we're spiritual beings. Orílẹ̀-èdè fi ń labú kémi Oyèdèjì máa forí labú ayé já, orílẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà fi ń lajù kí máa forí lajù já. Wọ́n ní ọ̀nà kì í dí málàdá, ọ̀nà kò ní dí mẹ́mi Oyèdèjì. Mo sọ tàṣẹ. Ọ̀nà dí mọ́ àìmọye. Most people are trapped in this web of life. I'm just encouraging one person, at least, at the bare minimum. If it's not your cup of tea, at least thank you for watching a few minutes of this, or probably the entire video. That's fine. I wish you all the best with the rest of your life. But until we find fulfillment, until we find our purpose, that's when we can begin to enjoy fulfillment. That's when you have your purpose nailed, when you have a good grip on your purpose, and you are beginning to find fulfillment, that's when you can give a good life. Your children. And let me say in the final note, some people are deprived of, they've been spiritually clamped down from even finding their purpose. They're spiritually non-existent. They're chained mentally. And these, when you trace the spiritual footprints of this, it traces back to where they emanated from. The father side, mother side of the family, or sometimes combination of both. So it's really, really hard. But until you grab the bull by the hands, right? You cannot help other people around you, particularly your own offsprings, if you don't find your purpose, man. That's my message. My name is Franklin. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you're interested in Ifa divination, predestination checks, whatever questions you have for Ifa, bang me an email to footchannel1960@gmail.com. There are multiple emails in my inbox. People want me to talk about their stories, lack of fulfillment. A lot of them are very similar, and I thought it'll be absolutely repetitive to do one video for this, one video for that, one video for this, one video for that. So why not come at it at this angle, or from this angle? All right, I hope this helps, you know, someone. Thank you for lending me your eyeballs and your eardrums, and I'll most definitely catch you in the very next one. Peace and love, man. If you're interested, bang me an email. Follow me on Instagram at Franklin, exactly as it's spelled on my YouTube channel. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the very next one. Peace.